Okay, I'm really looking forward to sharing with you what we're about to do over the next couple of videos. We're going to do 2 test transactions so you can see the multi-sig at play. One will be, in fact, we'll do this in this video, will be a simple sending some assets from my vault to somewhere else. And you can see how it works with having to sign that transaction twice. And then in the next video, we'll do a purchase. Same process, but a send in this video and a purchase in the next video. So what I've done, as you may have, if you're eagle-eyed, have noticed, is I've actually funded my vault with $50 worth of Ethereum. In fact, if I click on assets over here, you'll see that Ethereum is now showing in my assets or as one of my assets, and I've got $50 worth. So I've got $50 worth of Ethereum in my vault right now. Let's imagine that I owe a friend of mine $20. Obviously, I never owe anybody any money, but I'm going to send $20 of this Ethereum to a friend of mine, and she's given me her MetaMask address. So here it is in my handy dandy document. So that's my friend's MetaMask address. Now you could be sending funds to yourself, to your wallet. Doesn't really matter. I just want to show you how it works with the multi-sig. Now this is also my friend's MetaMask itself. So let me log in. And you can see here that she's currently got in fact, let's make a note of that, $18.62 worth of Ethereum already. The reason I'm making a note of that is because we're going to send her $20. That's going to obviously go up to $38. So make a note of that number. We'll come back to that in a few seconds' time. So let's go through the whole multi-sig process. Very exciting. So here I am in my vault. So let's focus. I'm now going to send some Ethereum from my vault to this friend's address, but I'm going to have to sign for it twice, aren't I? So we'll go through that whole process. So we'll go through this nice and slowly. So firstly, let's click on send at the very top here. And I'm being asked, where do I want to send these funds to? So let's firstly put my glasses on. Let's grab my friend's address. There we go. Perfect. And how much do I want to send? I'm going to send 0.005. Do you know what? I need to work out how much that is in dollars. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me go to CoinGecko. Here I am at CoinGecko. I've gone to the Ethereum page, and I'm just going to type in here $20. And $20 is that amount there. Perfect. 0.007. Great. So let's go back here. Let me type in here 0.007. I'll get rid of some of those decimal points. 0.007. Fine. Okay, so let's click continue. I'm now going to so let's go through what we're seeing here. We're being asked to confirm the transaction, how much I'm sending Ethereum. That's correct. Now, note here, signed 0 out of 2. So obviously that means we've got, of course, 2 to sign. So let me click on yes, sign. I'm going to click on continue. MetaMask will open. I'm going to click on confirm. My transaction was submitted. Let me click on close there. And there we go. Transaction was successful. So wonderful. So let me click on finish. And now if I go to my transactions over here on the left-hand side, this is where it gets really exciting. Look at this. I'm now being told I've sent this Ethereum. That's the address of my receiver. But look, we've got a green check mark, which if I hover over it, it says that the signer, Chris, MetaMask. Can you see why it was so important titling your addresses correctly? Because I can see at a glance that this is saying that my MetaMask address is signed. But look, the orange saying Chris, Rabbi has not signed. The transaction will only be approved upon signing this second transaction. Now, I can decline it if I want to, but of course, we're going to go to Rabbi right now and do the second signing. So let's go and do that. So let me open up my second browser, and here we are. And let me pull up my Rabbi password. Okay, here we are. So I can log into my Rabbi, and now I'm logged in. Let's just go to locked money. Let's launch my vault. Here is my vault. And now look at this. Now I've logged on here. Look, transactions on the left-hand side. There's a little 1, a notification. Something needs to be executed. Well, we know what it is, don't we? Let's click on transactions. And look, we're kind of seeing a mirror image of what we've just seen. and we're being asked to sign this transaction. So if I go back to my first browser here, I'll try and keep these both on the same browser. You can see here that obviously it's saying that the Rabbi transaction needs to be signed. And here in Rabbi itself, here is the opportunity to sign it. So let's click on sign. Again, we've seen this window. We've just seen an identical one a few moments ago. We're now being told that one of the signers has already signed. Obviously, Rabbi is the second. Do I want to execute it now? Yes, I do. Let's click continue. It's processing the transaction. Rabbi will open, asking me to sign. I'm getting a little alert. Essentially, this is saying to me that I haven't done this transaction before, which is fine. So there you go. You've never transferred this token to this address before. It's absolutely fine, so I can ignore that. Let's click on sign. Let's click on confirm. Transaction has been created. Don't you love the blockchain? Transaction was successful. Let's click on finish. If I refresh firstly in Rabbi, that transaction won't have a 1 anymore because it's gone through. And under my transactions, as you can see here, it says completed. I'm seeing that this has been completed. So I'm looking into my transactions under completed in my Rabbi wallet. If I now go to my locked money, if I now refresh this page, we'll see an identical message. There we go, completed, exactly the same. So the $20 has been sent. Now let's go back to my friend and let's see, has it turned up? So here is her MetaMask. There we go, $38 turned up. So how much fun was that? That is how the multi-sig works. Signing once, in this case MetaMask, signing a second time in Rabbi. It's not that complicated, is it? And you've got ultimate protection. 99% of people don't do this. Let's do another transaction. Exactly the same process of signing in your two browsers, but this time we're going to do a purchase, just so you can see something a little bit different. So I hope you're enjoying this. We'll do that next.